Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, full disclosure, I'm an atheist, an ex-Catholic, and as I was growing up, I often heard the Catholic Church describe itself as the one true church. It wasn't until I got older that I realized that all religions and religious sects consider themselves to be the one true church. Now, when most religions began, it was commonly thought that our little planet was the center of the universe, and everything revolved around us. So it was easy to believe that God was totally fixated on our planet and the people that are walking around on it and and our little foibles. Of course, now we know that the universe is incredibly vast and that we are just a tiny little speck of dust in one little corner of one of millions of galaxies. So the idea that the creator of this universe would be totally fixated on us is absurd beyond the point of silliness. But if you buy the fact that your religion is the one true religion, you narrow God's focus down even more. If you're a Christian or a Jew, you believe that all of the people, out of all the people on this earth, God chose to reveal himself only to a few people in the Middle East. And if you're a Muslim, you believe the same thing, but your God's focus was a little bit to the west. And of course, wherever you go, there are other religions that they believe the exact same thing, that God only revealed himself to them. So since I'm a former Catholic, I will speak from the Christian perspective. So God ignored all of the other people in the world and only revealed himself to this very, very small tribal people, a few tribes, located in the Middle East. Now, just why God chose those people is not clear at all. There is nothing to indicate that this small group of tribes were any better or more deserving than any of the other people God put here. His choice of these particular people was completely arbitrary. And in matter of fact, not only were these people not better than anybody else, but they were so fucked up that God spent most of his time punishing them. Now, if you're a Jew, you still believe that you're God's chosen people. If you're a Christian, you believe that the Jews aren't chosen anymore and that God switched over to them and that they missed the boat when they didn't turn Christian. And that Christian has to be your particular sect of Christianity. There are a whole bunch of different religious sects now that Christianity is made up of. There's all kinds of different ones. But you're the only one. You're the one true one. And one thing all religions have in common is the belief that unless you are part of their religion, their sect, their cult, that no matter what you do, no matter how good you are, you're not getting into heaven. If you're not if you're a part of the right faith, you don't get into the kingdom. So you're condemned, even though God couldn't be bothered to reveal himself to you. You know, people all over the world, They weren't exposed to Christianity. It was years and years and years before people even reached these other places and started telling people about Christianity. And by then, they were pretty well set in their own religions. But if you are not a Christian, if you were not a Christian, even though you never heard of Christianity, or if you're not a Jew, even though you never heard of Judaism, or if you're not a Muslim, even though you never heard of Islam, you're not going to heaven. This is just another example of how incredibly dickish the God that people choose to believe in is. Thanks for listening.